That is right. It is Fuck It Mondays. We got bad idea, and there's some bad ideas brewing in the house. And I'm Hoosier, and I'm not alone. We got
How
the
you doing?
Moose.
I'm Moose. I'm percolating right in this lower area, trying to get it all out. There's some
Nice,
silly shit going on today, wasn't there?
dude. There's a lot of silly stuff going on right now, and yeah, some things are happening in the world, and
Getting some
especially in
movement in this region.
the bad idea world, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been an interesting bad idea week, but want to thank everybody for jumping on. Thank everybody for reading the books, watching on, tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribing, helps us out quite a bit. And we'll go from there. Keep contact like our buddy Scott Bloom, who's on
Scotty
the
the
chat right
Scotty!
now. And we appreciate that, Scott, for your ongoing viewership awesomeness that you provide, man.
Absolutely, Scott. Absolutely.
So, Moose, look like you and the puppy went out for a ride to
Yeah.
go get you a book. Thought
I'm
there was
trying
going
to.
to be two books, but there was only one book.
There was two books. I just pictured one book.
You went and
There's
bought two books?
yeah, each one at each different store. It was a drive. It was a drive down, and we stopped and like, okay, we got a book. This is cool. And I asked her, and she was totally down. I got a couple of Scooby snacks. I mean, real Scooby snacks, kind that's got a little bit of CBD in it, help the dogs relax when they get a little stressed out. So I gave
PETA didn't hear that. PETA didn't hear that.
Oh, she loves them, and it just calms her down. She loves the car. She loves going for car rides. She doesn't like the front seat, which is kind
Car
of
looks
bizarre.
nice. Kind of nice.
Yeah,
That's
thanks.
good.
Yeah, but she loved the ride. She got some nose out the window. She loves that. But yeah, and I'm training her to hunt some dinos, and you know,
Sweet,
but yeah, she
man.
was stoked to go out. We got out. We walked around Portland a little bit. She was a little spooked. It was a little intense, but she's not used to having so many people around. But she got through, and she had fun, I
Nice.
think.
Good little puppy dog, man. I love hearing that.
Well, she
Part.
also she got some chicken McNugget. I just remember she got some chicken nuggets,
Oh,
so
okay.
she was like super stoked about that. And she was
Sweet.
real good. She was really well behaved. So I mean, I had to pull into Burger King. I had to get some of that, their 10 piece, like $1.50. And so I got those, and I'm tearing them in half. And she's just like, ears are back. She's like, eyes are all big. She's like, oh my god, it's human food.
If you can't tell, Chris loves his puppy. Chris
I
loves
love
his
my
puppy.
dogs.
The Moose
Both
loves
of
the
them.
puppy.
Both of them. Love both
That's
my
it.
dogs.
Awesome, man. And but a lot of it is talking about ENIAC not showing up. So
Yeah.
it was kind of news that came out saying, you know what, we're going to expand this conclusion of ENIAC that was ENIAC number 4 to close out. And so there was that, and then there was
Well,
also some of that news that kind of tied together with it.
Well, yeah, I've got it on good authority that the reason ENIAC got pushed back was because of our last episode. It was like one of those strongmen that got the New York City phone books and they just rip it up. I guess from what I understand, we blew everything up and it was a mad scramble. They decided they've got to write a different ending because it was so close to being, I can't get away. So close to the truth, man. It was so close. It was so good. No, last episode was. I'm still stoked about last episode because we did really, really well with Sean.
Yeah,
But
I think it was a fun episode.
yeah, it was a blast.
I think we uncovered so much, and we're giving a little bit of bullshit like what we're hearing today in Twitter, on the Facebook page right now.
Absolutely,
It's
yeah.
everywhere.
But no, yeah, it was so yeah. We got that. I was a little bummed because I was all set to go and ready to get down there and pick up both of these books because I really do want to get the ending of it. So, but it didn't surprise me any getting the email that's saying, "Hey, it's getting pushed back because we want to add more story to it." I think personally they had a plan the whole time. They wanted to say, "Okay, this is our books," but then they added that on because again, it's a hype machine. The
Yeah.
story is great. I don't know. This is something I kind of briefly looked into, but I don't know if there are any books that are still being held onto. From it, I'm not just talking about ENIAC ones. I'm talking about ENIAC twos and ENIAC threes and some of these other books. It's like every single book sells out before the 30-day window. And I just don't know of anybody or anything that's got, oh man, I'm trying to get rid of these books and they're just not selling. They're gone, man. It's become a ghost town. So, things are flying off the shelf. Everybody is hyped about the ending to this book. So it doesn't surprise me at all that they pushed it back, that they're adding more content to it, and everybody's going to be really, really stoked. And it's going to be perfect because we're going to have ENIAC 4, and it's going to lead right into Sleigh Bells and the Lot, which, that's 2 great weeks.
Yeah, it's going to be quite a bit there. And I kind of speculated that maybe the conclusion of ENIAC exposed a little bit more, and that may have tied into some of the news we got about, Bad Idea being no longer. So,
absolutely, yeah.
Another bad idea we always have is we want to get people on, and nothing's as bad of an idea as getting Scott Bloom to join us. Scott, thanks for joining us.
Hey, everyone, how's it going? How you guys doing tonight?
How you doing, Scott?
Good,
I'm
man.
hanging in there. I am hanging in there. Just got done streaming some Star Ocean, and I'm ready to talk about some bad ideas.
Sweet.
Yeah, and so I wanted to kind of get your take on this whole bad idea thing that we got recently that said, bad idea is kind of like regret to inform us. I don't know if y'all saw this today, but yeah.
I saw the email notification on my phone, and my first reaction was, huh? What? Then I actually read the email, and part of me was thinking, oh, they're trolling. They got to be trolling because that's bad idea. That's all they do is troll.
Yeah, full of bad ideas. I can't remember where it was that I heard it, but Dinesh has said publicly many times that their goal is to kind of try and fail. They're trying to push it so far, that envelope so far, that they're trying to fail.
Yeah.
Well, so far it's not working.
It's not working. No, it's not working at all.
Yeah, it's great because it was like we did everything the way we thought we were supposed to do it at Valiant, and it worked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now we're doing it every way of like, why not?
Yeah.
Then you do it just because it's supposed to be this way, or because who said it's going to be that way, right? I do that every day with work, and why? I'm like a little kid sometimes. Well, why do we do it that way? Okay, well, why? And so it gets to be fun, man. So yeah. Hey, David, thanks for jumping on, man.
Hey,
good to see
David.
you.
Hey.
David actually works just down the street from me. Super cool.
Oh,
check out
cool.
his his YouTube page, man. Awesome. So yeah, and so dude. So this is interesting. I mean, we could get into the weeds on a lot of this, right? When you look at what Dinesh says, or I say Dinesh, what marketing, Josh Johns, these guys, like you said, these trolls that we love so much. But I see it as bad idea as we know it must end. As we know it.
Those are the key words. As we know it.
Yep.
So, and I did listen a little bit to that podcast that was posted earlier today, clarifying that.
Clarifying that as we know it, and some of the other things. Yep. Listen to it as well. Extract as much information as you can moving forward.
So
it's really interesting when you look at it because it's getting a big piece of what's to come, right? That was a good podcast because it mentioned, like, hey, we can change it. We'll change the title, and we're gonna do it anyway. So there was a lot said into that podcast that you're mentioning that people posted, and I think it does give some huge foreshadowing. And then Moose and I were talking offline. It's like you have to think about how much potential money is left off the table when you are only 150 different comic shops, not doing digital. Not sitting every mass market.
Not only that, is that they're struggling with their own distribution. I mean, we hear it almost monthly that some stores not getting their books and they got to wait till next week, or they're having another issue with distribution here. There, it's small things, but when you're talking about just 150 plus stores, just a little over that, every book counts, and getting them there on time and making it all work, it all counts. And the one thing that's not a bad idea is their distribution plan, but they're just not crossing the goal line with that information.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the debacle with Hank Howard Oh my God! And some stores didn't get it on the day it was supposed to be there.
Yeah, so they had to do it the next week.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that at least one store here in the UP will become a bad idea store.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting something a little closer. 300 miles round trip for me. It does get old after a while.
Yeah. The closest one to me is Cowabunga Comics near Milwaukee. That's a good 200 plus miles.
Yeah.
Then there was Green Brain in Dearborn, which is like a hop, skip, and a jump away from Canada. That was well over. I think that was about 400 miles from me.
And so that's an interesting question. I'm gonna add that in the chat. How far are you going to get your Bad Idea comics? What's your travel? Because I think I'm right around 120 miles round trip for myself. Not quite as much as you, Moose, but close.
No. I'm a road warrior, though. I like making those trips. I look forward to it.
Yeah.
All day long I stare at computer screens and I'm working on computers and all that junk. But getting out, getting on the road, and whether it's at 4 a.m. or like this last time, I could leave at 8 o'clock and make it a regular day. It's all that time is well worth it. I love it.
Yep. So if Bad Idea changed the name, which has been one of the speculations, the Cincinnati Kid LC, what would be the Bad Idea name? I think Moose heard of one, or somebody posted one that was phenomenal on the fan page.
Yeah, on the fan page was "I Can't Believe It's Not Valiant," which I thought was so damn good. I just
that would be awesome.
It was so good. I can't believe it. I mean, I can see the commercial and everything. Here it is. You get the fresh book, you open it up. I can't believe it's not Valiant.
Todd Lewis, what would you name Bad Idea if it had to change its name?
It works. I kind of like the I can't believe it's not Valiant personally.
Yeah.
I saw that. I was working. I was at work today, and I saw. Of course, I got the email, and then I popped on for a little bit, and I saw all of everybody talking about impending doom and all the other kind of stuff, and I'm just going like, it's another marketing gimmick. It's another classic marketing gimmick. I mean, come on, whatever.
True to the name, right? It's true to the name, and I think that's kind of the funny part. And there was other one on there was like, they probably sold to DMG, and I was like, that would be a bad idea.
That would be.
If anything, it would have been a hostile takeover from DMG.
Yeah. Maybe they trade. They'll do a trade. Let's trade back, guys. Because ENIAC would be a good movie right now. Take that and ruin that.
That would be a great movie. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Netflix movie.
Yeah.
But there is a lot going on, right? There's a lot of movement. There's a lot of things happening, and I enjoy these books. They're great books, right? But part of me, feels a little bit of the fatigue, of the hype fatigue. But I know there's guys like you and me and Moose talk. Moose is loving it, and I just called him a sheep, so it's okay.
Well, it's not that I'm being a sheep. It's just that I like the fact that they create something, a diversion, whatever it might be, and then my mind just starts kicking into overdrive, and I dig into it. This whole thing. Would you be surprised if I told you that this was announced back long before the first book ever came out? I was digging through the history and thinking about this, just almost not, I wouldn't say obsessing, but just digging in my mind, because I was saying to myself, this sounds familiar. And I went back and I remembered a conversation. I don't know if it was a podcast or something. Dinesh came out and said, Bad Idea is about the first 4 books. We'll put this out and we'll do everything that we're going to do with the first 4 books. Yeah. Then we'll worry about everything else after that. So
this is our name for now. I remember that. Yeah. This is our name for now.
Yeah. So when I saw this, I chuckled. When I saw this, I chuckled. I'm like, okay. And it started churning. I started doing a little digging, and you know what? Leave it to the Bad Idea Society. We knock everything out. We got ENIAC. We knocked that one out of the park. we figured out Cincinnati Kid. We've got all the answers here.
Yep. What were you saying, Scott?
I was mentally counting the books. There was let's see here, ENIAC, Tankers, Whalesville, and then The Lot. Would that be the four? Or
Whalesville was a one-shot.
Okay, so ENIAC, Tankers, The Lot, and then Megalith.
Megalith, yeah. Yep.
Which
and my
is
speculation's
right
always
there.
been Megalith is so big, it's so, it sounds so crazy,
Yeah.
impactful universe, shared universe, let's rock and roll again, right?
Yep.
But doesn't need to be. Could be.
No.
Be cool.
I guess we do still have Odin's Eye. I don't know if that's going to be a one-shot, but we do still have Odin's Eye.
Right, which may go into save now. I don't know, but it may be a B-side. So, yep.
Yeah, Odin's Eye is something that I haven't really heard about.
That was one of those things where they released a few images back way when everything was announced, and then they took it all away.
Tomas Giarello. Yeah, that's Tomas Giarello on art. It's one that they have trademarked. If you look up the trademark registry, Cincinnati Kids got that trademarked. So there's things like that.
Okay.
Good speculation of belief that we also got Joshua Dysart writing stories coming up. Good things to know that potentially having Jeff Lemire.
I miss his writing.
Oh, Dysart's
Yeah, Lemire's docket is getting cleared, so he could be writing right now for the initial ongoing launches. I mean, both those two could be. I mean, Matt Kent, we haven't heard anything besides of Bad Idea stuff. Could be something he's focusing on just as well. So, I mean, I think this setup is going to be for another launch, epic launch, possibly connected universe. But I think those three are at least going to be in the mix. Possibly could see Venditti. I mean, it's going to be big. It's going to be more than $2 a month. I'm willing to wager. I bet we see a different distribution, but Bad Idea is not going anywhere.
Yeah.
It may be changed names. It could come out as Cincinnati Kid, and just
Worst
go
idea.
from there. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, the much worser idea books.
Yeah,
Or
with everybody
better
lining
idea.
up to get your pins, I said it's going to be a bad idea with all that.
Just the shape of a sheep.
But you mentioned something, and I have to do this really, really quick for us. That's a spoiler alert, and that was because you said Jeff Lemire. Sweet Tooth on Netflix is freaking awesome.
It's one of those things for me where I'm waiting just a little bit because the wife and I are getting close to the end of Doom Patrol, and I want her to be able to digest that and enjoy it and love it. And then once that's over with, then I'm like, okay, well, let's go over here and look at this book. Let's go look at this show, and start up Sweet Tooth. So I'm stoked for it. So yeah, keeping all the spoilers away as much as possible.
Yeah, they all die in the end. Spoiler. But, oh God, I did not expect it to be so damn good. You guys are going to love it if you haven't watched it. The comic book's a little darker. This one's a little good. Your family can sit around it and watch it. You can still enjoy it. It does stick to the characters, the theme of the book a little bit, adds a couple new characters here and there, and it definitely dives in deeper. And it changed a lot good in a good way for the medium, much like the way they did with The Boys, right? Changing a little bit of it to be a little bit more relevant to where it's at instead of when it was written in 2009 to where it's at 2021. So good, Jeff Lemire. Anyway, so had to do that. Sorry, squirrel. So, but you know when you really look at it, we're talking about it, right? We're talking about it. You know what I mean? And it's like I think I heard this back in the day with old Michael Jackson, right? Is no publicity or bad publicity is good publicity, right? And so I think that continues to be the case, right? Yeah, any publicity is good publicity. If your name's on the tip of the tongue, right? There's saying where NASCAR, Dale Earnhardt and Jeff Gordon are, back when Jeff Gordon was a kid, and he goes, Jeff, if they're booing you, you're doing something right, and so that's awesome. That's what happens, right? That's heels in wrestling, right? To really be a good heel in wrestle, and everybody's booing you, hey, you got job security with that.
Yep.
So
I mean, just on Twitter alone, you see that there's, this is just one of the half dozen, and you can see that there was a good long conversation going on, these Twitter responses, and half of them were haters. And there's a good amount of people who just hated it. And they wanted to post it, but that
Nice.
spun out. And every person, it's the wonderful thing about Twitter. As soon as they made a comment, it populated to that person's entire Twitter feed. And somebody then saw it and passed it on to their entire. So somebody might have heard of Bad Idea. What the heck's going on? What's going on? And so then they follow the thread. They see Bad Idea. What's this? And then all of a sudden they're invested. So haters who keep hating are doing their job for them, and they're just spreading it out, shotgunning it out, and more and more people are wanting to get more and more involved.
Yep.
Or they're going to hate it. But they're talking about it, so Bad Idea wins.
Right.
I call it troll-powered advertising.
Troll-powered. I like that. Troll-powered advertising.
That's perfect.
They work for free, just for the opportunity to leave snarky comments and basically commute to everybody about how lousy this is and how we should all hate it.
Hey, the sheeps and trolls paved the way to success, and you just got to embrace it. I think that's a huge piece, right? Like it did create plub, right? Like Ashley here, my partner, she was like, did Bad Idea like close? And I'm like, I think she's trolling me, but she's so apparently she saw it, but somebody does it. It created some plub and 13 something posts on Facebook, and I think it's great that everybody kept posting it. I don't
same thing over and over again.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with the people who operate Bad Idea, then of course you're gonna think, is this really gonna happen?
Right. Yeah, and these books are so successful. They're good stories. They're going to happen. Yeah. Is the production, the publication, the way it's coming out, distribution, the way it's coming out, is that sustainable? I don't think so. But it's also made a couple books be selling for $1,000 that are 9.8s, on eBay right now, and pins, little pins that you stamp with your kids, in kindergarten are going for $500, and little kids, and go get them and put them in frames.
It's like
and then they carry them. It's like merit badges. Like they're gonna have little sashes and merit badges.
There's even pins for books that haven't even been released yet.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm laughing at it, but the thing is I actually kind of want one. I haven't gotten. I forget who was doing them, but somebody found the graphic, and then we're doing the silver, not first print pins, and I just busted out laughing when I saw them.
So great.
It's so classic.
Yeah, Sean Neppard, who was on the show last month with us. He had them. So if you guys are still interested, I think he actually made a second print of not first prints. So they're like
second print, not first.
They're like third prints. So great. So everybody
I love Sean. I love it.
I'll have to reach out to him, see if I can convince him to sell me one or something.
And that's how you embrace it to make this stuff good, man. That's how you embrace it, and I think that's what makes it so fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some myself.
I really want to get a merit sash badge, and wear it like a merit badge.
There you go.
I really do. and then just dress up like Matt Kits.
I want to have a stack of them with me. So that when I grab a pen, I can walk out and then I can hand them out to whoever else is in the line.
Yep, I'm gonna do that in homage to Matt Kent's black badge, that comic he had with Boom, and just have some stuff tied up to that. That'd be great. So I think we're all in agreement here. Bad Idea really, as a collective, is not really going anywhere. Is the name going to change? That's possible. I don't know if we'll still be the Bad Idea Society. So. Don't worry. We didn't go buy and pay money for this name. It's our speculative name because we're a Bad Idea Society and do stupid stuff. Like stop publishing after $4.
Yep.
So and they're selling for over $1,000 a pop. You know, certain things, and showing up on top 10 lists and all that other kind of good stuff.
Sellouts.
Yep. If they printed enough of them, they basically printed money for themselves. So I think that's cool. So $1,500 hero trades, done.
I'd like to see more of the B-sides on their website. They have Save Now on there, and
which looks cool.
Yeah.
It's a great book.
Yeah.
Well, of course, with those creators.
Yeah, I'd love to see more of that.
And and I guess if you guys are willing to stick around, you want to talk a little Tinkers and maybe a little Provider. You guys up for that? Did you guys read it?
I haven't read it yet. I'll probably not be able to read it until August.
Oh man, we're gonna spoil it for you then, and then you could ask questions.
Spoil away.
Love it.
Spoil away.
All
Makes
right.
me want to read it more.
You just hit yourself in the head repetitively, and then maybe have a confession, maybe forget this whole show, and then read it, and it'd be all brand new for you.
Forgot what I did last night, fellers. Forgot what I did last night.
Yeah,
so.
go back to when I was a kid and hit my head on a brick wall.
That's it. Well, for those of you that haven't read it, we're going to talk a little bit of the Tankers #2 and Provider, the B-side story that was this week. But we're going to give you this to give yourself a little bit of time. That is the real spoiler alert, because we are talking about this book and we're going to give some details, and you might not like it. But start off track before Moose gets going. Moose always likes to jump the gun because he loves this book so much. He's like, wait, who's Rob Venditti? Who's Juan Jose Rip? Andrew Dahlhaus? Dave Sharp? Louis LaRosa? Laura Martin? Only the creators that made this awesome book that you just can't wait to talk about.
Absolutely.
So awesome. All of those people.
Don't forget Sean Ryan, Carly Evans.
And then we're going to get into Provider.
Poland. Yeah.
Yep. Kari Evans, man. Good to have him back on them, like in the group too. Sean Ryan, Dahlhaus, Boland. Yeah. And then you can't go anywhere with, looking at Bad Idea and not appreciating the covers. I've talked about it a million times. I'll say it again and again. Love them. And that just went away. We'll get back to that.
Covers are gorgeous.
Yeah.
Lots of eye candy there.
Yeah, the cover is just absolutely gorgeous. The colors that they use, that's I don't know. It's almost like you're going to go have a really good type of. I don't want to say sherbet. Almost. What is the Italian ice cream? The
gelato.
Oh, gelato.
Gelato. Yeah,
Gelato.
That's what it reminds me of. Of course, I'm a fat guy, so I think everything is food.
Too.
So I look at this. I think a little bit of gelato.
What's wrong with you? That's some custard, man. That's some frozen custard. Let's get it right.
Well, maybe it's just the color is what I'm thinking, and I think of the bright colors of gelato, very Italian centric, and it's just I'm ready to stick a little spoon in there and dig away little by little, and keep being the fat kid that I am. But I just see that, and then you look at the blood, and it's like we added cherries. We added some type of strawberry
jam
in gelato. That doesn't sound right, but I still want it.
I want it's fruit, man.
Well, this brings out the little kid in me, right? That's like, I want to get my dinosaur. They're not even action figures. They're just the straight plastic that are still, but yet you still like made the roar and you jammed them. You know what I mean? That's what I'm having there. Put the firecracker in the butt and let it go up in the bottle rocket. But no, like, it's just so amazing. Louis LaRosa and Juan Jose Rip doing dinosaurs, like that's a dream come true for the 15-year-old me, or not even 13-year-old, 12-year-old. I don't care, all the way, dude. But like this book really, like, you're looking like G.I. Joe's meets dinosaurs with these like Transformers, like all the way right here in this, just that image. I hear Josh Johns actually owns the original art of this cover. Lucky dude. But this is amazing. Again, LaRosa art. You cannot beat LaRosa art. So
if you get a chance to own it, you might as well just, sell your house and get it, because you're going to love it. It may not cover you all that well, when it's raining or something, but you're still going to love it. You're going to fall asleep with it, cuddle up with it.
Yeah, but ultimately, it's a weird story here. I mean, coming down with this story, they went to the past and they basically moved a comet from causing the ice age, causing the dinosaurs' extinction. And another, comet was supposed to come. It didn't actually hit. And then we got like some basically evolutionized dinosaurs that are almost like dragons and whatnot that are pretty much ruling the world. And the only thing that's bordered off is Texas. Texas put up a wall, kids. Can you believe it? And this is what you get. And all shit goes to hell. And yeah. And then what was the guy's name that came out here? What did they name him finally? Themyscira?
No, it was it's the March.
Tecumseh?
Tecumseh.
Tecumseh, who used to be like a Native American chief. And once he was one that was really trying to put all the tribes, the American tribes, into unification during that time. And they say a lot of like upon his death was kind of one of the markers of the change. Really, it's kind of how he's that real name Tecumseh is a actual nonfiction character or person from the indigenous people of America. So
nice.
Well, I thought Sherman fit better for what they were talking about, but same deal.
But I think it's interesting because it was like his dad. Like when you think about the way the history books with Tecumseh, the tribal person, the indigenous person, he was kind of like they say he was kind of one of the markers of that whole change of the whole Trail of Tears. Like he was one of the turning points within that. So I think it was the War of 1805 or whatever it was. So they say
somebody did some kind of work.
Yep, I did a little study work. I see a name and I'm like, okay, what does that mean? Why are they calling him this? But it's also like, his death changed the way things went, and he died here. That guy died here. That didn't have a nickname. There was the rookie, got his nickname, and then 5 seconds after he got his nickname. So I think that kind of says a lot about it. Doesn't look necessarily good for these tankers.
No, it doesn't. And I'll tell you, one of my most favorite parts of this whole book is just before that, a couple of pages. It's the acid scene where the small dinosaur spit the acid on the guy, and you see the body image by image melting and falling apart. I thought, that is so awesome. I just absolutely loved it. I mean, it's not really gory, but I mean, you can see the dude's face. You can see that the half that doesn't have the acid looks normal, but then the other half is like falling off. And I'm just like, that is so fantastic. I love it. If I could buy, maybe just that image and frame that image, I think that'd be a pretty sweet little image. But yeah, I love that. When I saw that, I was like, oh, yes. And then for me, the story it kept punching. But early on in the book, I saw that. I stopped and just, yes, this is so damn cool.
Well, the thing that I found that was, about tankers just in general, it's just a complete, give us what we want. We want to see, dinosaurs and machine guns and blood and cool stuff getting killed. How many ways can you see things get killed? And we want to see dino action, and we want to see, mortars and chain guns and all that other kind of stuff. It's pure escapism. It's not like it's an incredibly intellectual. It doesn't take itself that seriously. It's pure escapism, and it's gold. Yeah. And you wrap it up in this, platinum embossed, super shiny, cover that you look at it. It's like shining like a beacon on the comic shelf when you come in to pick up the thing, and it's just like you just can't wait to read it. And so I think that's in large part. I'm extemporaneizing, so you can shut me off here because I just crashed the party. But all the books, all the bad idea books that I've read so far, it's just like we're not trying to tap into some market trend, or we're not trying to, do some sort of political thing or make a statement about society or whatever. We're making a comic book that entertains the people who are going to buy it.
Yeah.
And it's just great. I mean, and they're being executed super well. Probably the putting out books this big and this good probably isn't sustainable, but man, I'm in there for as long as they're doing them.
That's for sure. And to say not political, I mean, Texas puts a wall all the way around it. Come on.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
And a bunch of Texans go back in time to kill more dinosaurs to create more oil.
not in a
the sci-fi nerd in me would probably spend about 20, maybe 30 minutes talking about the time travel aspect, temporal paradoxes.
Yeah.
And all that good stuff.
Yeah. For example, you mentioned that they diverted the asteroid that would have killed them.
Yep.
And if they failed, then the dinosaurs would continue to evolve, become sapient, more humanoid-like, and that kind of reminded me of a section of Chrono Trigger. If you haven't played that game, very fun game. Lots of time travel.
It's like Planet of the Apes all over again, but they're dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And then there is some things that were really weird at the end of this. I'm spoiling the crap out of this. Sorry, kids. And where they send the tankers on a mission to go back and kill themselves before they did the mission. And it's just like, well, wouldn't they be killing themselves literally? Because that's them before, and so then they wouldn't be able to be where they're at now because they would just dissolve. I mean, I watch Back to the Future. You guys watch Back to the Future.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what happens. The picture starts to fade, and you get out of here because you just tried hooking up with your mother. It doesn't work.
Well, then you got to go to the whole Avengers version of the whole thing, that you're splitting multiverses, and you got to do it at exactly the right time so that you put the timelines together. But whatever.
And then there's the what if you succeed? You're gonna die because if you succeed, then you'd have no reason to go back. And with this, if when they die, then dinosaurs are gonna whatever dinosaurs are left, they're gonna multiply again, and they're gonna inherit the planet, not us apes.
Yep. I also think Hasbro needs to be buying this so they can make these toys.
Oh yeah,
I could totally see something like
license,
they can do.
not buy, just license.
License. Yes, license. They got rid of the DMG. Like, don't do that. No buying in stock, and enjoyed it, man. I think like I think Todd was saying, it's just fun. Like, you know what I mean? Give it to it. It's fun. It's just fun, and that's what's great.
Yep, just sheer entertainment. The thing I liked about it is every single page seemed to offer some type of push, as the energy just didn't let up, and it just push, nonstop, page turner. Very entertaining, and not serious at all.
I was to a degree like hoping the whole book was going to be it this time. You know what I mean? Hoping for more, even though we got something good in the back end, right? A short story. But I was like, oh man, I want a little more tankers. I hope these more pages are still tankers. Oh, they got about 5 more, 6. You could feel it in your hand, right? And you're like, man, I hope there's a couple more pages that's tankers. I hope there's a couple more.
Give me a little more.
I still wanted it. I was like, oh man, no B story this time. And then we had it, but that's not a bad deal. It's not a bad deal. It's not saying anything bad about it. It was saying a lot about this story, about wanting more of it. So I dug it. So, anybody want to score this thing up?
Start from the bottom and go to the top. Todd?
Yeah, start from the bottom. We
usually do
5 stars. We usually do 5 stars, but let's give it a grade, like like you would a child. ABC. Yeah.
A plus. How many pluses?
We're on the full 4.0, huh?
All right.
I'll give it A plus, and I'm going to put the little smiley face sticker on it, and
All right.
and the
You're a
superstar sticker on it. You know, I mean, yes, I'm a fanboy, whatever, but I mean, come on, La Rosa dinosaurs and the explosions and necks and things. I mean, I'm just loving it. I am, and you know, we could. I mean, you know, I'm basically I'm not going to try and go into. I mean, really, I could nitpick and go into the whole time travel thing, and start trying to dissect all that other kind of stuff. But I'm just taking the standpoint that this is popcorn, and I'm going to put some seasoned salt on it, and I'm just going to just munch away and just love it, and that's what.
That's good. That's good. Well, Scott, we know you haven't got the book, but if you were, from based off of what we've said,
I'd probably give it A+ Infinity as well.
Okay, good. Good. So you did a little extra credit with it, right? So like you get extra credit points on this book. So heck yeah. Moose, what you got?
I'm not going to be quite that generous. I am going to nitpick. I'm going to dig in there a little bit, only because I can, and I need to. You know, I can't say. I've got to save perfection for when perfection shows itself. And this was a damn good story. The story in and of itself, I so thoroughly enjoyed. Fast pace. You could tell where it was going. Although the twist of you've got to go back and kill yourself, I thought was. It made me chuckle when I first read it. I stopped and I went back and I'm like, you got to go back and kill yourself. And then I immediately thought, how are they going to do that? Because they're evenly matched. How do you plan to? And then they eventually did say that in the book, I do believe. But I'm like, you got to go back and kill yourself. It'd be like me trying to out-moose myself. That's kind of tough. You know, be it a short beard, long beard, you're not going to out-moose yourself.
But you know your own weakness, though. Do you know your own weakness?
Yeah, I do, yes.
Because you have the advantage, because you know you're going to kill yourself. They don't know you're going to kill yourself.
True. Very, very
Or you
true.
don't know you're going to kill yourself. See? Time.
But
totally screws you up.
Screws you up. I did enjoy it. It was a solid A. A- to A right in there. You know, probably if you're going on 100 score, you're looking at the 94, 93. So that's right about that A- platform, which I thought was great. The art, there's a few small things that got me that turned my head, but I think, as you had said, so I put it all together, there's a couple of the dinosaurs out there that just didn't have those dino eyes. They did start to become a little bit of looking like human eyes, but then I just saw a few of the dinosaurs that just had dots. And I'm like, oh, it kind of threw me off. But when I go back and I look at it, there was so much detail. Some of them had their eyeballs were even bloodshot. So I have to think that, yeah, there was some bloodshot looking eyeballs going on with those dinosaurs, like strange. Bloodshot.
That's a bad idea.
But and so
has that thing hanging over your shoulder?
That'd be a fun crossover, actually.
Bloodshot dinosaurs.
Bloodshot with the tankers. The new hardcore.
The new hardcore.
So that's good. So you got like a 93.
Yeah, probably about a 90 to 91. So yeah, I give this book overall a 92%. Solid A- all the way across the board on the books. It was fantastic. Nice. Loved it. Entertained.
You know, it's funny you say that because I think I was going to be sitting in my head. I was thinking 92.5, right? 92.5. It's just a good, solid A. I feel like it's an A. It's passing. It's way above what I got in high school, and I think it's great. It's fun, right? It's a middle of the story. It's only a 3-issue book, and this is where we're at. Right. This is usually where books kind of chill out a little bit, but this isn't chilling out. It's 100% go. And I kind of dig it. It's fun. And I think Todd said it good. Luis LaRosa doing dinosaurs on the cover, and then some Juan Jose Rip, And I think when you look at eyes,
colors,
Dollhouse colors and then Laura Martin colors on the cover. Yeah. But that LaRosa knows his what do you call it? Physiology, his anatomy of a dinosaur. Yeah. And you look at that T-Rex's eye and how it's like sideways, right? It's like, it's not like our eyes, how they're like, this way, they're a little different. Yeah. So, and Rip didn't quite put it that way. Made him, like you said, look a little more human than they do that way. But That's nitpicky, Moose. Come on.
No, I told you it was. I knew it was going to be.
No, but I foresee this story. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they do go to the future, kill themselves, and they're wiped out, and then everything's back to status quo the way it once was. Like, that would be just pretty awesome, and it would be a bad idea, and it's like it would be fun.
Yep.
And I've also, we've talked about this, and it's like, what if those guys are back there at their desk, wherever they're at, saying, you know what, we just wanted to screw with everybody. We don't actually think these comics are all that great, and you guys just love them. What the hell? You sheep. We just put whatever out, and you love it. Like, it's great. And that would just be hilarious. But I doubt they say that because these are quality, amazing books. But even though their stories may just be like, hey, it's for fun. It doesn't have to be the deep, dark things that are happening.
Well,
so
you can really tell. You can really tell from even the advertisement of this book that Venditti just had a lot of fun. And you feel that in this whole story is that Venditti writing this thing just had fun. And yeah, I just feel it from seeing him in the advertisement all the way through this second book. He's just having fun.
The tank video. I mean, come on.
The tank video. Yeah.
That was entertaining. It's had a ball.
Yep.
And it doesn't need to be a connected universe either.
No. Just needs to be fun. But that wasn't the only book we got this week.
No.
I mean, there was a connection, and that was Sean Ryan and Kari Evans with The Provider. And very simple dialogue, but yet said what's needed. And sometimes I appreciate that. I don't need to hear too much. I hear too much sometimes. All I want is just the details. And I think that's what you get here. And this is just a cool story about, like, you're alive, you're being a provider, and you should be happy about being a provider. And you should be lucky about being a provider. It's not easy.
No.
But it's good memories. It's good things. Like you may be getting your ass bit by a bear.
That's pretty funny. It's like he looks at the bear like you just gave him a love bite.
Yeah.
Hey, that's not nice, kitty.
But ultimately, to me, I thought this was an enjoyable, quick little 4 or 5 page book. Like, again, just about appreciating your circumstances, regardless if there's a bear about biting up on you. So.
I really thought, when it came to this, the words, everything were very simple. One single word to describe what's going on. And you get, he throws a spear. He says fish. What does that fish represent? Well, and you can tell by the name of the book, he's a provider. So he knows that he's going to be able to feed somebody. What's his second thought? Shell. And why does he get that shell? Dad. So right there, you can tell, even though this is supposed to depict a Neanderthal or something from eons ago, he's getting something that reminds him of his heritage and the reason he's doing everything. And that continues on with the noise and the protection. He's got to fight the bear. He kills the bear. Why doesn't he bring the bear home? Because that's a rug. And then, he presents it to his family. And yeah, bear meat, it's not the greatest, but I mean, still, bear meat that's a ton of meat.
It's protein and a lot of it.
Yeah.
It's the bare necessities.
Bare necessities. But it's the memories. It's he realizes that he's now the provider. He goes out and gets the killing. He gets the food. He brings it home. Not only can he provide for his family, but his dad, that's an older person, he can provide for him too. And that the shell is a memory that he realizes all the things that his dad sacrificed for him. So it's very relatable. As you have kids and you look at your father and you're like, wow, I know now what you went through, as now I have my own kids and how big of turds they are and the horrible, how horrible I was. So I don't know, very simple, but very elegant, and very relatable. I really enjoyed the story.
That's the thing about it that I mean you really enjoy, because each of these B-side stories kind of is exploring, they're playing with different concepts and ideas, and this one is really about going really down to the using the visual medium as the storyteller. Really, comics 101. With how the layout, how the panels are laid out, what they're focusing in terms of details, and the couple words that are in there, along with this symphony of visual information, you completely get it. And there's actually a very elegant story being told. As Moose, as you guys are saying, there's a lot. There's actually a lot to this story. It's not just whatever.
Yeah.
No, it putting all the things together, and it makes you appreciate the talent and artistry that goes into doing that. Because not everybody can do that. I wish I could do it. I love comics. I love the visual art stuff. Whatever. I can't draw to save my butt, but I could draw stick figures. And, I could do CAD. I could do all that kind of stuff. But this kind of thing I can't. But I appreciate the hell out of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But what if this was Tecumseh? What if this was him? He got taken off by the pterodactyl. What if he found a lady somewhere and became a provider somewhere, and that turns out Tecumseh? Shared universe. It's there, guys. It's there. You just got to put it together. You just got to put it together. And it doesn't have to be real. It doesn't have to be real. You could put the round peg in the square hole. I've seen people try to do it 1,000,000 times. So, but yeah, I'm going to start off with this one. I'm going to just say, I give this for what it is in 5 pages. This gets, a 95% for me. I thought it was a very well told story, and it was heartfelt, and it makes you really feel for that provider and what they're doing. And, I could relate to it with being damn tired about going to work and, everything that happens with work, and but putting food on the table and making bills paid. So, and, and then on the phone talking to dad and, proud of you, cool. Yeah. I get it now. I get it. So I got you. So 95 for me.
You know what? I'm spot on with you. 95 is what I felt too. Yeah. You go to work, you fight the bear, which is your office or supervisor or what other stupid thing you got to put up with at work. And then you fall down exhausted, beat up, you limp your butt home, and you're putting the meat and potatoes on the table and or you're cooking it up or whatever it is you're doing, you're sacrificing. And you're right. You have that conversation. To me, this is so very heartfelt. And maybe it's because now I have that adult conversation now with my son. It meant a lot to me to be able to read this book and to see that and done so simple. I really appreciated it. And 95 is right on the money for me. Right on point.
So based off of our report, Scott, what do you give it?
I'd probably go with you guys.
Good. So when are you going to pick it up? When are you picking this book up?
Let's see here. Tankers #2 that came out this month, and then #3 comes out in August. I'm getting Tankers and Whalesville from Nerd Store, so that's gonna be shipped out when Tankers #3 comes out. So
awesome.
Probably be late August when I get it in the mail.
Shout out to our friends in Salt Lake City at the Nerd Store. So,
getting ENIAC 1 through 4 from Green Brain Comics in Dearborn. That's going to be shipped out as well.
Nice.
Also getting the lot from there as well.
Good.
Got Hank Howard and Sleigh Bells from Midtown Comics.
You're just hodgepodging, aren't you?
Yeah, spread the love.
Spread the love.
Nice.
Good. All right, Todd, what are you thinking about Provider today? 93 bear meat. Bear meat.
It would have had a 95 to 97, but come on, you're a provider and you left that.
You left the bear meat. Yeah,
You
You
left
look
the
at all
bear
that
meat.
resource there. You could have been making weapons. You could have been doing everything else. So call it
that was-
nitpicky, but you're the provider, and you didn't bring it home. So that was
Who doesn't
my
want? Who doesn't
my
want a
little
bear
beef.
digest? Come on.
That's my little beef with it. Little bear with it. Little lack of bear.
Ugh.
But
You know,
Very
yeah.
an elegant story. told
Just
very
gotta bear
well.
with it.
Grin and bear it.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
It's
You
barely
know,
there.
there's been some great stories that we've had with Bad Ideas so far. You know, hopefully get the conclusion of ENIAC, which I think is going to be fantastic. Conclusion of Tankers be coming soon. Yes, I believe for the last Wednesday of the month, that's going to be the case. I think we'll get a lot of news by then, and then the lot and sleigh bells the following month, which would be great.
Is it the 23rd or is it the 30th that book comes out?
23rd, I believe, actually.
23rd.
Then.
So then there's 2 weeks that separate the lot from ENIAC 4.
Okay.
Hey, just as a question, I'll throw it out to the group here. Has anybody seen any teaser cover art for Tankers 3 or ENIAC 4 anywhere?
Nope.
Nope.
I don't
No.
think we've gotten. Maybe we have a picture of the cover for ENIAC 4. I thought I remember seeing something, Hoosier, when you advertised it. But that's probably the only image I've seen for and nothing on Tankers 3. Nothing. Not at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I've been kind of busy. I haven't been exhaustively, trolling the byways looking for graphic hints and that kind of thing. But I'm just curious. I like to.
Yeah, there's definitely been the covers for ENIAC 4 that have been advertised, and that was the one where you get your two characters are in the center, and then there's some like stuff skyrocketing towards the sky. That one's been good. I have not seen a Tankers 3 that I think of, but I honestly have. Like I said, I can't remember what I did yesterday. So that's kind of the case.
Let's see what we got here. I'm just taking a look at my.
Oh, yes, I've definitely seen that. And that's the one where you have the Tankers straddling the T-Rex's dead head. So, yeah, there has been image. Or that actually might not be – that might actually just be just an image from Juan Jose Rip. I don't know if that's actually the cover, but I think it is the cover.
It would be cool if it was the cover.
I think it actually is. I think that actually is the cover of 3, so –
Share.
we'll see. I'll try to share that. Yeah, let me see if I can. But no, that's just advertisement for the whole series.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just advertisement for the whole series.
It was just a question. Throw it out.
Yeah, it's a very good question to kind of come to think about though, because I know we had the first one where it was the flame throwing the dinosaurs, and then you had the one from this issue. Yeah, I don't know if I have seen number 3, but I'll be on the look and I'll share that when we get it. So
it works
for sure. Like I said, I think we're gonna get bad. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get Bad Idea in some form or fashion. So that's kind of rest assured on that. I think it might just make it easier where you don't have to drive 400 miles to get it, and we'll move from there. Hopefully, get more than 2 books a month down the road. That's another goal that I would love to have, because I think we're all in on Bad Idea, or all in on supporting the creatives that are there.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Man, well, we got ENIAC 4 coming soon. We have everything there.
Couple weeks.
Any final words for the 4 of you gentlemen?
That's just such an over-exaggeration.
Jinx.
Certainly been fun hanging out with you guys. I'd like to do it more often.
Definitely. Glad you jumped on, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for inviting me.
Yes. Todd, you as well. Thanks for jumping on. Spur of the moment. Jumping on the chat, getting in here.
I'm actually impressed. This spontaneous, broadcasting. I had no idea. The little thing popped up. Okay, what is this?
Oh, hey, you're in the
This is
show.
your webcam. Oh my God, really?
You know, Moose always said it'd be a bad idea to ever get Todd on, and so I was like, okay, I guess I will. Okay, let's do that then.
And I feel bad because I mean you can't really see the rest of my because I mean unlike you guys's domains,
Yeah.
I mean I have all my art up where I can see it. So, I mean,
And I need to get that moved probably over onto this wall.
well, I mean,
Yeah,
I,
you gotta
I
get
have
your hand away.
I have my bad idea stuff because I mean I was out of room there, so I have the bad ideas lithos are in the hall right
Yeah.
outside that door. But I mean it's not due to any kind of placement or whatever, just because I was lazy and didn't have any more wall space in here. I guess I'm gonna have to rotate around a little bit, but you know, I haven't exactly had a chance to tidy up and do the green screen behind me and all that other kind of stuff. You know, who's your moose? You know, everything nice and tidy.
But you know what? You know what's going to be nice is we got Rose City Comic Con coming here soon for us. Yes. We're excited for it, and that might allow a little bit of rotation of the art behind us. Is what I'm looking for. Want a little rotation? I mean, I'm running out of wall space. I mean, I got it up here too. You know what I mean? There's things you can't see, so
got a little bit of space there. That's about
somewhere.
Yeah, that's about all the space I have left in this entire room, right in there. I got a little bit over here, a little bit over here, but I mean, really, maybe down there on the floor.
Nice, Scott. That megalith is good looking.
Yes,
so.
yes, it is. It took a while to get to my place, but I am glad it got here.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So I'm just throwing it out. Did any of you guys not get lithos?
I don't have one.
Of which one?
Of either. I didn't really. Yeah. If you guys know anybody around, you know, I would love to have one, but we'll see.
I'll have to think about that
one. We could always figure out something, Todd.
I got you.
I'm ready for more. Ready for some good stuff. Ready for more myself. It's some good. I know there's some upcoming good books. Megalith has got me so excited with Matt Kent and Louis Arosa on interiors.
That
one's going to be beautiful. And then Marguerite Bennett and the lot that
the lot looks cool.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it.
Renato Guedes is going to be a good. That's at his prime. That like horror feel type of feel. I think that's where he's going to be best. He's not a space opera is not his type of thing. I think horror would be amazing because those ones that he did with Shadow Man, those issues that he did there were pretty darn cool. So hoping to get some more of that. So, Moose, what's up with you, man?
Well, we discussed it. Where Bad Idea is possibly going to go. I will say this, though. If there's a mystery to be solved with the name, you know who to turn to, because we're going to figure that crap out.
Yep.
We're going to keep digging, and, whether it's with a shovel, we're going to dig with a hammer, we're going to dig with our fists, we're going to do whatever we need to do to bring it to light, and we're going to have fun with it. We're going to keep digging till we find out is it
via Twitter incessantly.
Is it going to be Bad Idea? Is it going to be something totally different? We're going to know. We're going to find out.
Yeah.
And that to me is fun. So I look forward to that.
Got it.
Look forward to the challenge of them being able to keep it from us.
And let's figure it out. So I'm going to throw this up real quick. Make sure you like and subscribe and all that fun thing. And just in case you forgot, and you might want to go back and pause this little thing. There's some good little things that we have of ourselves right here. It goes quick, but if you take your time, you'll see it and you'll kind of laugh. We appreciate you guys. Thank you all. We'll see you later.